All right.
So it is January 22nd. It's a day before the Oscar nominations come out. And what happened, Eddie? What happened today?
So the Razzies nominations came out, and oof, I want to talk about these. Interesting. I don't know. Should we start? So we're gonna read them off just to see, like, okay, who do you think is the worst, best, whatever.
Of
Question
course.
though, should we
Yeah.
start from the bottom and work our way up, or should we start from the biggest category and work our way down?
Let's go from the bottom to the top.
All right. Worst screenplay. We have The Exorcist, Believer, Expend Four Bowls, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Can I Go Home Now? Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Look, um, this is a good group. Like everyone deserves to be here. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, no, you're right. Indiana Jones is not this bad. I would say worst screenplay. I would give it to The Exorcist Believer. But knowing the Razzies like I know them, they're gonna give it to Winnie the Pooh, Bloody Honey. What do you think?
I okay, so I've seen four of these films, and I'm pretty confident in saying that the four are better than the one. I'm gonna say Expendables.
You're gonna say Shazam is the best one out of these.
Actually, I would say The Exorcist Believer.
You we're gonna You're so lucky we're not in the same room.
I love the Sophie's Choice aspect and the Avengers assemble of all the priests, but fine, whatever.
Oh my god.
Now, this next one is going to be a little harder to judge. Worst
Yeah.
director. We have Race Waterfield for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, David Gordon Green for The Exorcist Believer, Peyton Reed for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Scott Woe for Expendables 4, and then Ben Wheatley for Meg 2, The Trench.
Look, Meg 2 The Trench is not a great movie, but it's not like a horrible movie. It's just it sits somewhere in the middle. It's not insulting.
Mm-hmm.
Uh David Gordon, look, no director could have saved The Exorcist Believer. And but David Gordon Green was the man for the job. Peyton Reed, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp is not great, but like it's not Peyton Reed's fault.
It's Marvel's fault.
It's Marvel's fault. Yeah. Yeah, I did not see Expendables. I cannot really give my opinion on that one. I would give it to Winnie Pooh, Blood and Honey just because that movie has such a it's the motivation behind it is what pisses me off about that movie. Like so yeah, I would say he's the villain of cinema this year of 2023.
Honestly, nah, I'm gonna back Scott. Whoa, wait, whoa. Because
I
look,
did not see Expendables. I would not be able to tell you. Yeah.
see, here's the thing: Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is not meant to be a great film. They knew what they were doing. We're making a schlocky horror film, and that's what it is. Is it amazing? No, but like one of them had a multi-million dollar like budget with a bunch of action stars, and the other one had like 100 grand and some costumes. And I
And
know
you
which
can
one.
sell that. Yeah, 100 grand. If you told me that they took like 90 grand and blew it on coke and they just spent like $10 on the movie, I will believe you.
Jesus.
Like the movie's bad,
Have you
not
seen it?
because yeah, I did, yes.
Wait,
Uh
who did you watch it with? Because Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is like an event movie you need to watch with friends where you guys are drinking and like talking shit about it.
I watched it with some friends on Discord and I wasn't angry at like "Oh, they're defacing Winnie Pooh. I was like, this is made with such little love. Like you can make a movie about a horror Winnie the Pooh. You can make it right. This was the wrong way to do it because you can tell that this is just for pure shock. And the lighting fucking sucked, so you can't even see like what's happening. And that's my biggest gripe with it.
Fair. All right, worst
Yeah.
prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Exorcist Believer, Expendables 4, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Still Beating a Dead Horse, or Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Look, I was vocal on how much I dislike the Exorcist Believer, but yeah, it's Winnie the Pooh. Like it's
I'm actually going to say Indiana Jones and the Dial of Still Beating a Dead Horse.
Oh my God. I don't. My thing with that movie is that it's boring, and I know that I said that the worst thing a movie can be is boring, but I wasn't insulted. I was like, well, I expected very little because there was no need to make another one, but yeah, it was still bad.
You know what? Maybe it might actually be Ant-Man and the Wasp because the first one is amazing, the second one is okay, but this one like legitimately put the MCU on like a warning status.
You wish. Uh, nah. I'm still gonna say it's Winnie the Pooh.
Fair. All right.
Uh, because Ant-Man, like, it still doubled its budget. Like, it's not. I don't know. Like, Ant-Man is not terrible. It's just mid. You know,
But
it's
isn't that
not the
the
worst. What?
but isn't that like okay, remember the part with Kang, not Kang the Conqueror, MODOK?
I
I'm
don't hate
a
MODOK.
dick.
I don't hate MODOK. Like, MODOK was not my problem with the movie.
He was a symptom of a lot of the problems with this film.
Uh, I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't like about Ant-Man and the Wasp. About Quantumania.
Mm,
Kang. I mean, that is not one of those.
fair.
Yeah, I don't
Worst
know.
on-screen couple. Any two mercenaries in the Expendables 4, the two money-grubbing investors who donated $400 million for the remake rights to The Exorcist, Ana de Armas and Chris Evans, who had no chemistry and ghosted, Salma Hayek and Channing Tatum in Magic Mike's Last Dance, or Pooh and Piglet in as bloodthirsty slashing killers in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Who's the worst on-screen couple?
As bad as Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is, this is Ana de Armas and Chris Evans award. I truly believe that we're never in the same room together.
Did you? Oh, so you saw Ghosted?
I did see Ghosted, yeah.
I never saw it, so I can't comment.
It's bad. And there's a scene which I've seen a lot of people talk about. There's a scene where they do a race to see who can get up a flight of stairs faster.
Uh,
And it's the Exorcist stairs. And they
okay.
never comment that it's the Exorcist stairs. It's like I don't think they even realize that they don't even make a joke about it. They don't comment about it. It's like I truly believe that Dexter and the cast were just in these stairs and we're like, hey, look, some stairs. We should just use these. It's like, bro, it's the Exorcist stairs. Like, are you gonna make it like at least when Shazam used the stairs from Rocky, they made a joke about it, you know? Why
Fair.
the fuck else would you use it? That movie has if you told me that movie was made by AI, I would believe you.
You know
Yeah.
what? I was gonna say like the concept sounds good, but they just I don't know. I can't comment, but okay.
Yeah.
Worst supporting actor: Michael Douglas, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania; Mel Gibson, Confidential Informant; Bill Murray, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania; Franco Nero as the Pope in The Pope's Exorcist; Sylvester Stallone for The Expendables.
Did you
Michael
see The
Douglas.
Pope's Exorcist?
I did, and I don't remember the Pope.
Yeah, I mean this is a good actor, but like how bad could he have been as the Pope? I would say Bill Murray as in Ant-Man and the Wasp, just because it's Bill Murray. Like he can this is how funny Bill Murray is. Bill Murray shows up in the finale for Parks and Recreation, and
Hmm.
he plays the mayor of Pawnee. And when the episode starts, everyone's like, the mayor died. And they go to the funeral, and it's just Bill Murray lying on a casket. He's dead. He has no dialogue. And he's so funny just in that scene. He doesn't do anything, but they just move pan the camera to his dead body, and it's Bill Murray, and you start laughing. That's how funny Bill Murray is. He can be funny in his deathbed.
I,
And they still did not let it. How did you strip the funny out of this man?
I got nothing for you, man.
Yeah,
I got nothing
that's
for you.
that's what I have to say about that.
Um, Worst supporting actress: Kate Cattrall in About My Father. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Megan Fox in Expendables 4. Bai Ling in Johnny and Clyde. Never heard of that one. Lucy Liu in Shazam: Fear of the Gods, or Mary Stuart Masterson in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay, Mary Sue Masterson played a bitch in Five Nights at Freddy's, but that was not a bad performance. Like, if you hated her, then she
She
did the
did her
right.
job.
She did her job. Yeah. I can't say anything about Megan Fox. Because I didn't see that one. I didn't see about My Father or Johnny and Clyde. Lucy Liu in Shazam Fury of the Gods hurt me because like she's a good actress. She's talented. She's funny. She has physicality, and they just had her standing there with a stick.
I
Like
didn't hate her in that one.
I
Uh,
didn't hate it either, but like it's same thing with Bill Murray. Like what are you doing? You know,
yeah.
it's a bad use of your performer. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I guess
No,
we'll go with Megan
that's the
Fox.
one that I will go for. Yeah,
I can't. I never saw About My Father or Johnny and Clyde, so I'll go with Megan Fox. I like Lucy Liu more,
yeah,
and Five Nights at Freddy's didn't even make an impact. So worst
yeah.
actress, we have
Yeah.
Ana de Arms and Ghosted, Megan Fox and Johnny and Clyde, Salma Hayek in Magic Mike: The Last Dance, Jennifer Lopez in The Mother, or Dame Helen Mirren as in Shazam: Fear of the Gods.
Jennifer Lopez. I didn't even see that stupid movie, but I dislike her as a principal. So yeah.
Why?
Oh, it's she is not good at singing, she's not good at dancing, she's not good at acting, she's not good at really anything. And people keep praising her for this lack of thing. My dad has this quote.
Uh-huh.
He says like that and nothing are two nothings. And she is three nothings.
Jesus.
So no. Did you see the trailer for the new movie that's based on her imagination?
No.
Oh my God, you're gonna shit yourself.
Wait, the imaginary friend one with Ryan Reynolds?
No, what?
Like what movie are you talking about? It has Jennifer Lopez in
It's
it?
uh she just like a trailer just came out. I don't remember the name. It's called oh god damn it, what
I
was it
liked her in
called?
Hustlers. I thought she was good in that.
Eh, anyone could have played that character. I cannot
This is
find it.
me now?
What?
Oh no, that's a just that no, never mind. Unstoppable?
No, it's called I think it's
Atlas.
Unstoppable. Yes, I think it's
Yeah, it
no.
stars
Wait.
Jennifer Lopez.
No, I don't think it's this. Atlas, then I think so. No, This Is Me Now. It's that one. It's called This Is Me Now.
What's it about though?
It's about nothing. Like you try to watch the trailer and see if you can make it out. It is Jesus Christ.
Maybe it's just an artful expression?
About look,
I don't know, man.
look. I see you. You're being very nice. You're giving her like you're being open minded. It's very nice of you. Try to watch that trailer and tell me that that's genuine. That's like something that's makes sense. You know, because I was watching that and I was like, I have no. I was way. You remember when you first watched the Barbie trailer and you were like, "What is this? What's this?"
Oh, that's not
Like
good.
I watched this and I was like, "She really thinks that she's doing something with this, huh?"
Well,
She
I
really.
mean, she's filthy fucking rich and she's one ring away from the Infinity Stone, so yeah.
You're again. You're being very open minded. That's very nice. If you watch the trailer, you're gonna be angry. Like I was angry watching that trailer.
I was angry today when I watched I'm not gonna say it. But
Oh my
okay, I'll
god.
give it a shot.
All right, I'll ask you again later. But yeah, I'm just gonna go Jennifer Lopez out of pure principle.
Fair.
Um, because
Mhm.
I saw Magic Mike's Last Dance. Salma Hayek is not bad in it. Like fuck off.
Fair.
Worst actor.
We got Russell Crowe in The Pope's Exorcist. We got Vin Diesel, Fast X, Chris Evans, Ghosted, Jason Statham, Meg 2, The Trench, John Voight in Mercy. Vin Diesel.
John Boyd, just because he's an asshole, I would say.
What movie was he in? I've never heard of that.
Uh, Me neither. I have not heard of this first movie, but I don't really care for him. I kind of really dislike him. So
What's wrong with
yeah,
him?
just he's a far right shithead.
Let's see.
I mean, look, he's been in very good movies and he's played very good performances, but like Nah, I'm kind of done with him.
Patrick Quinn, nurse. This movie sounds terrible. So, a doctor and a former military officer finds himself in a deadly battle for survival when the Irish mob, because they have to be Irish,
Of course.
takes control of a hospital where she works and her son is taken hostage.
Yeah,
Uh,
just
does not doesn't sound great.
yeah.
Um, I'm gonna go ahead and just say Vin Diesel because Fast X was terrible. Like there was nothing redeemable about it.
Not even Momoa.
There was one thing redeemable about it. I forgot about Momoa. All I remember is how bored I was. And
All
how
right.
fuck can I be bored at a Fast and Furious film?
Amazing.
That's the worst thing. But okay,
Yeah.
so we're down to worst picture, and I'd say that they're missing a film. There's Exorcist Believer, Expendables 4, Meg to the Trench, Shazam Fear of the Gods, Winnie the Blue Blood and Honey, and honorable mention, Fast X. Fast X is the right answer. But
Is Fast X your least favorite movie of the year?
it might be. I have to go back, but I think I hated that film the most because it was so boring. Like,
Damn.
if you take out Jason Momoa, it's the worst film of the year by a mile. I might have to go back and rewatch other films that weren't good. But yeah, I think Fast X.
I have
What do you think?
my like top 10 worst of the year.
Mhm.
And because this year I was able to make a top 10 worst because I did see 10 bad movies this year.
Uh-huh.
And two out of my list show up here. So I think no wait, three.
Which ones? Well, for
Oh
sure.
wait.
But what else?
No wait, two. Just two. At
Let me
least in
guess.
the worst picture.
Let me guess. The
Uh
Exorcist and Shazam.
yes, you are correct.
Ah,
I also had Indiana Jones there, but it's not in the best picture list. Or worst picture, I guess. Yeah. So if you want to know my top 10 worst of the year, it's number 10, The Flash. Number 9, Leave the World Behind. Number 8, Wish. Number 7, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Number 6, Shazam Fury of the Gods. Number 5, Napoleon. Number 4, The Exorcist Believer. Number 3, Skinamarink. Number 2, Cocaine Bear. Number 1, White Men Can't Jump, the remake. And
I
those to
feel
me
like
are the
Cocaine
worst.
Bear was a nothing movie, though. You're giving it too much hate because it's nothing. It's like hating on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. We know it's not.
No,
You know it's not.
no. Cocaine Bear like sold itself as like, oh my god, it's gonna be so stupid, it's gonna be so fun, and it was not either of those
It
things.
was none of. It was not fun at all.
It was not fun at all. Not even like in a fun, stupid way. Not even in a campy way. Like it was just straight up insulting. I cannot believe that Elizabeth Banks directed that and then also like produced one of my favorites of the year. Like, thank you, Razzies. Thank you, Razzies. That's very nice. Thank you for doing your thing. Um, yeah. So tomorrow we'll see the Oscar nominations, and we promised that after Oscar nominations we have to do our top 10. So I guess next week we're gonna do our top 10s of the year.
Well, it's gonna be a long podcast. You better get ready.
Yeah, well, I have my lists ready. I'm not like you that makes the list during the recording. So
What? I don't make
like
my list during the recording.
if you make it like maybe like 5 minutes before, so
No, I make it the week of.
the week of.
I did do a last minute edit once though, where I swapped out like a number six and not listed because you mentioned. I'm like, oh my god, I love that movie. I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
Like you
this is
mentioned
why
it in your honorable
I
mention.
I start making my list the second the year begins. Okay, I am in. I am all about the numbers. I got my letterbox stats from back from the year.
Jesus,
Yeah, that's how committed I am to this bit.
you're insane, and I respect.
Yeah. Some people have lives, some people have music. No, like really, I got like
No, what
my
are your stats? I'm
letterbox
waiting for
stats.
you to read them.
You want to know my stats? Okay, I'll give you my
Why not?
stats. During 2023, I logged, so I saw 141 movies. But that include, I mean, that like includes everything I saw during the year, including like documentaries, stand-up specials, things like that.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a little less than me.
Yeah, relax. I wrote 90, so that I watched a total of 255 hours combined. Uh, the days where I saw most stuff was I don't know. No, wait, the week 11. Oh, God damn it! Those tests doesn't matter. Don't matter. I saw 141. So that means 11.8 average per month, or 2.7 movies per week. Uh, the movies I saw the most times were Bottoms 6 times, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse 4 times, Scream 6 3 times. I saw Five Nights at Freddy's twice. I saw Evil Dead Rise twice. I saw Ninja Turtles 3 times. What else? What else? The actor that I saw the most was Ayo Edebiri, and the director that I saw the most was Chad Stahelski because I saw all John Wick movies.
I'm
So
glad
that
you
was
did
it.
that.
Yeah, my highest what the fuck? Wait, what?
Your highest grossing movie?
Highest average movie I saw was Across the Spider-Verse. The most popular movie I saw was Barbie. Mm, yeah, the rest are just numbers.
Let's see,
The first movie I saw in the year was Charm School. The last movie I saw in the year was Aquaman.
yeah, I actually have my top 10 down. I just need to order them. I know for sure the top three. I just need to order the rest.
My
Okay,
top three is the thing that I'm struggling with the most because I keep moving them like
around.
in place. Yeah, but the top
Um,
three are decided. Everything else pretty much it as well.
fair.
All right. Should we
Should
just
should we talk about the holdovers?
let's talk about the holdovers?
Chema, hit the intro.
Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Chema,
I'm Eddie.
reviewing the holdovers, and this is the rollback. A curmudgeonly in structure at a New England I don't know if I said that right. A curmudgeonly? What is that word?
Curmudgeonly?
I hate the English language with all my being. A curmudgeonly instructor at a New England prep school is forced to remain on campus during Christmas break to babysit the handful of students with nowhere to go. Eventually, he forms an unlikely bond with one of them, a damaged, brainy troublemaker, and with the school's head cook, who has just lost a son in Vietnam. So, this is the new movie directed and written by Alexander Payne, starring Paul Giamatti, Dominic Sessa, Devine Joy Randolph, Brady Hepner, Carrie Preston, Andrew Gurman, and other colorful actors. So this movie came out kind of out of nowhere and started to get a lot of traction, mostly because of Paul Giamatti's performance. But Alexander Payne is one of those directors that I think we take for granted sometimes. He's given us very good, very original movies like Nebraska and Sideways, and one of my all-time favorites, which is The Descendants. And he also did About Schmidt, and now he comes back with The Holdovers, a movie that quite possibly, I think, would it be okay to call it a new Christmas classic? It's a movie
I
that really captures that timeless feel of Christmas, I think.
I think we'll only be able to call it a Christmas classic in 5 years if it's still in the cultural zeitgeist. Like Bottoms, I want to say Bottoms will be a new like comedy classic,
Oh God, I hope.
but I feel like we can't officially say that until like in 2029 when teenagers are like, "Have you seen Bottoms? It's fucking hilarious." Because I remember like people wouldn't shut the fuck up about Superbad my senior year.
Yeah.
And it had come out in 2007, but they were still like, Superbad's great. So I hope Bottoms gets that reputation. In the same way, though, The Holdovers, I hope becomes a new Christmas classic, but we'll have to see.
It really feels like one of those movies that has always been there, you know?
It's a time capsule movie. And I said that in the video review. Like, this movie feels if you want to watch a brand new film from the 1970s, this is as close as you will ever fucking get. Because the filming techniques, not like before we dive into the story and the writing and the great characters, the filming techniques are from the 70s. The things that have not been done in a long time, whether it's fade-ins for transitions or quick zoom outs to establish locations, that's all like peak 70s filmmaking that is not done today because it's looked at as basic. Whereas
Yeah.
back then that was the standard. They also used a lot of scratched filters to try and give it that old aged look, and that's on purpose. Even the writing, like the way that the actors like deliver lines in long takes, that's all old school filmmaking. Nowadays, they have a conversation, there's 20 fucking cuts.
Yeah. And
So,
there was a movie that came out a couple years ago called Mank on Netflix, and it was directed by Fincher, and it was about like screenplay writers in like the 20s. It's about the guy that wrote Citizen Kane.
mm,
And the movie's also filmed like this, like it tries to capture that like old-timey style. It's even in black and white and everything. But I feel like that movie always felt, as much as I love Fincher, it feels like one of those movies that is trying to
or
look like that. And this one doesn't feel like it's trying. Like if you show me this right now and you told me this is a film from the 70s, I'll be like, yeah, it makes sense, you know?
yeah, you see it.
Because even the actors that they got, first of all, I gotta talk about Dominic Sessa, who plays the main kid, Angus Tully. This is a kid that they found that was studying in the school where they're recording the movie. Like they arrived to film the movie at the school. They were scouting for location, and this kid just saw them and was like, "Can I audition?" And they were like, "Sure, I guess, whatever." And he got it. And like having an unfamiliar face helps us be like, "Hey, it makes sense," because also he looks like what a teenager looked like back then. Because this kid was born in 2002, and he does not look like he was born in 2002. You know?
He fits the profile so well, and I think part of that is because I think this is his first legit acting role, right? Like he was a
Yeah,
performer,
yeah.
so he I don't know why he fits so perfectly. I think, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this and you want to become an actor or an actress, this is some shit advice that I don't know if it's true, but I'm gonna stand by it. I think if you're a good stage actor, you'll be a great actor in general.
Yes.
Like start on the stage and work your way up. Like Denzel, look at him. He was initially a stage actor. This kid, like, he shockingly holds his ground against Paul Giamatti in a lot of scenes. Like to
And
his
which is not easy because like Giamatti is another one of these actors that is often overlooked because he's a character actor. He's usually not like a lead actor, but god damn, he makes this movie his own. And he fits that time period as well because if you made this movie and you took like another popular actor, actors that you can just tell like you know what a phone looks like.
yeah.
You do not fit here. Like get out, you know? But Giamatti just disappears into a role. Like he really does. And he's so good at doing bits and at doing characters. And he's always been like that, even though he looks very specifically. He's one of those actors that like whenever he shows up in anything, I always smile. Like I love this guy.
Mhm.
You know? I've been watching him since I was a kid when I saw Big Fat Liar, and then he just ever since then he's given us like classic after classic after classic, since really serious things like Cinderella Man
Mhm.
to other supporting roles like in Sideways. He was good in Straight Outta Compton. He's a guy that can do like a Straight Outta Compton. He can do like a Jungle Cruise. He can do a 12 Years a Slave, and then he can do something like this. Like I don't know what the secret formula, but he gets it, and I love his character in this movie. He's like, I feel like he feels like a real person. Like I've known a teacher like this.
You know, one of the great things that I think that's also works in this film is the fact that like, and this is to Paul Giamatti's credit among all the other actors as well. A lot of
Yeah.
chunks of this story are feel like mini films all coupled together. Like you can take the part where like the Christmas party, right? From the beginning to end, that feels like a little mini movie with its own little story.
Like a little short
And
film, yeah.
exactly. And you can do that multiple times with the trip to Boston. You can do that with the very beginning where Angus is like, fuck this school. Um, there's so
Yeah.
much going on in this film. And the thing is, it's so down to earth and personable because, and maybe it's because we're not too far removed. I remember high school. I remember the teachers I fucking hated that reminded me of Paul Giamatti's character, Paul Hunnam. And it's also funny because I understand Paul Hunnam and why he's so angry. We're in the in between where we're kind of this kid in high school, but we're also the adult that fucking hates these kids from high school. Um,
Very much so, yeah.
can you imagine spending your Christmas at school?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, in his position, I like that there's even a moment they're like, why do you care that you have to take care of us? I mean, it's not like you have a family to get back to. Like, what were you gonna do, if we weren't here? And it's like, well, I wanted to read my mystery novels. And it's like, yeah, like I like when they show like the little moments of him, like when he's doing like his nighttime routine, when he's doing like these stretches, and he's like, getting ready for bed. He really does feel like a complete total character, and I like that he has those moments besides his wacky delivery. I love how he talks to the students, and there's a moment where it was in the trailers and it was everywhere, but it's the funniest part of the movie, which is when Tully gets upset at him and starts yelling at him, and it's like, Mr. Tully, if you keep mouthing off again, I'm gonna give you detention. You're gonna get detention. It's like, being with you, it's already like detention. Like he goes, son of a bitch, that's another detention. Like,
um,
yes, yes, he gets it.
there's also so after he throws that tantrum and he runs to the gymnasium and does the flipboard and like severs his arm, Paul
Yeah.
Giamatti's face of like hard, is like,
Yeah, and even like the little zoom they do to his face, like it's so 70s.
yeah, and a freeze
It's
frame
such
in the trailer. It's a freeze frame. But okay, I wonder, and I mean no offense to anyone, how did Paul Giamatti get the eye? Was that a
Oh,
contact lens? Do you know how?
I'm guessing makeup. I'm guessing maybe a little bit of digital effects, but because of all the filters that they're doing to the film, it helps. I have no idea. Did you notice that it kept changing?
Yeah, yeah, because that's what these
Yeah,
guys do. Like they're lazy because they're just drooping around their own way.
yeah. Um, man, I
So
don't know how they did it, but like it's one of those things that like, yeah, you are watching it and you're like, how did they do that?
yeah, and there
Yeah,
aren't many effects left where we can be like, how did they do that? Most of you assume it's either practical or CGI. That eye
yeah,
makes me go, what the fuck? How?
yeah.
Um,
Unless it's like the clown from Ed that could just do it on command, you
I
know?
I don't know if Paul could do that. If he can, he deserves that Oscar just on that alone because y'all can cry, bitch. My eyes can go in other ways.
Did you
We
see
are
did you see what happened after he won the Golden Globe for
no.
this? So he won the Golden Globe for Best Actor, and they found him in like a burger place, and he was just eating a burger with like his award just like standing on like the little table.
What?
It's great. And then he won like another award a week later, and he's like, "This is the best thing that's ever happened to me ever since I went viral for eating a burger."
Really? Oh my God. I'm looking it up right now. Paul
Yeah,
Giamatti Burger. Let's see.
yeah,
Holy shit. And he's in his suit. Is he at In?
yeah.
He's
I
at In and
think I,
Out.
I think it's an in and out. Yeah.
I don't think my week could get any better than going viral for eating a cheeseburger. Damn, if In and Out was smart, they would do a Super Bowl ad with him.
Oh yeah. Just
Damn.
give him just give him like a ton of money. Like he's so I really like him. I really like Paul Giamatti. So it's really cool to see him like get to this point where like he really does deserve the attention. I don't know how the Oscar nominations are gonna come out, but he's definitely a lock. And I think he could win just out of this performance.
I think the best thing about this performance, and we haven't talked about it yet, I think
Yeah,
the story is so human. Like,
definitely.
like this is not, and you know what I say. I'm tired of end of the world films. This story feels like something my uncle went through and he's telling me about it. Let me tell you about this one time in the 70s where I was stuck at school because your grandparents like left me there.
Yeah, yeah, Uncle Lore, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It feels like Uncle Lore. Like it's like, let me tell you about this happened. Because also the story doesn't take place over the course of years. It takes place over the course of about 2 weeks. And these two people
yeah,
who vehemently did not like each other over the course of 2 weeks understand each other better than most ever could. Um, and Angus is the one that kind of offers the first olive branch. He lies for him at the hospital. Remember,
yeah.
he gets injured, and Paul is like, "I'm gonna lose my fucking job. I'm gonna lose my job." And Angus is adamant. Please, please don't make us go through the insurance. We'll pay cash. My mom can't know about this. I never get to see my dad ever, ever. Which that nurse must have been like, "This is your fucking dad." Like,
Yeah, but it's the 70s.
come on,
Like,
come on.
yeah,
But uh, but yeah, like he offers to lie to him first, and it snowballs, and they're active characters in their stories because it snowballs into the Christmas invite, which snowballs into Paul Giamatti feeling bad and being like, "Fuck it, where you want to go? You want to go to Boston? Fuck it, let's go to Boston." Um, and it snowballs so much of the story, and what was one? I want to talk about it, but I want to ask you first. What was your favorite scene? What was one of your favorite scenes in the movie?
oh God. I really like the ending. I really like how Giamatti takes the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like how it's like a full circle thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like he is stuck working at that school. And I think we both felt that point, you know, where you're at a job and you're like, God damn it, like, why am I still here? Why am I not doing anything else? But you kind of lack the motivation to get out of there, you know?
Or
Kind
you
of
feel
like that.
trapped like you can't.
Or you feel trapped, like you can, like everything's just gonna come down. And I like how that comes up throughout the entire movie. You know, ever since the beginning when he's talking with the cook, Mary Lamb. We're gonna talk about the B. Joy Randolph in a second, but I like how that ending not only helps Tully into like, you know, hey, he's never gonna forget this. Like he's never gonna forget what uh what Mr. Harnum did for him, but
Mm-hmm.
also like Mr. Harnum is free now.
Yeah.
Like, what is he gonna do? He's gonna stay with his brother for a couple days, for a couple weeks, and then gonna redo his life, and that's good. I like seeing that. Like, if they had both gone back and become best friends at a school, it's not this. It doesn't hit the same.
Yeah.
And a movie like this needs to end on a positive note. And I like that this movie portrays starting over as a positive note. So I think the ending is my favorite part. How about you?
For me, well, as far as the ending is concerned, and I'll jump back. But I think this movie is a coming of age tale in multiple ways than one. As far as like Paul here, so okay, I'll go through my. You know what? I can connect this to my favorite scene. My favorite scene in the film is actually, and it's only like 30 seconds. It's when Angus sneaks away, gets in the taxi, and Paul hunts him down and says, "Get out there, you little shit." And he's like, "Please, please, I need to go do this. You can come with me. It's okay." The whole time throughout the movie, he's been saying how he wants to go to Boston. I, probably like much of the audience, assumed he wanted to go like sightseeing, like, "Oh, it's the big city. Let's go to Boston." He says, "No, I want to go see my dad." And Paul says, "Is that what this is? Why didn't you just ask me? Of course we can go to a cemetery." Because Angus even tells him my dad's dead.
Yeah.
Well, no, it turns out his dad is in a mental institution. I think they mentioned that he has schizophrenia, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it's schizophrenia. Suffering through mental issues, violent outbursts. He's in a psychiatric hospital. And I'm sure, I don't know if it's this thing of shame for him or he was just told to say that his dad is gone by his mom, but he gets to go see him. And that one moment of understanding where Paul is like, I get it, go, a very human and touching moment. That leads into one of my favorite conversations of the film, which is Angus saying, I'm scared that that's going to be me. Because, and we know this now, but they didn't know that back then. It is somewhat genetic, somewhat, if you're predisposed to those things, there's a higher likelihood that you're going to suffer it. Not guaranteed, but it's possible.
Mhm.
And Paul tells Angus the thing I think Paul wishes he had heard, which is, you are not your father. You can be your own man. I think Paul wishes that he had been told that when he was younger, when he was Angus's age. So he could have tried more, done more things. I think Paul lives with that regret that I'd argue everyone lives with. There's something that you regret that you didn't do, that you didn't take advantage of, that you didn't try. Um, and I love that this feels like a bit of a coming of age story, or at least a growing up story for the both of them. It's not just Angus realizing he can be his own person, but it's Paul realizing I need to move forward with my life. And he only learned that lesson because Angus showed him. Damn. There's so
Yeah,
much good in this.
they really help each other out, and that's the way that this is told. It's just wonderful. Speaking of being there for each other, we also got to talk about the Bean Joy Randolph as Mary Lamb, who is the cook that sticks with them throughout the story.
Mhm.
Uh, I have liked her in pretty much everything I've seen her in. Like I really liked her in Dolomite Is My Name, which is the first time that I saw her in. She was funny and she was serious and she could do like a lot. She played Sandra Bullock's agent in The Lost City, and I thought she was wasted in that. Like they did not let her be funny at all. And so I wanted to, but I see her and I'm like, she can be funny. She can be funny. Like, let her be funny. I didn't know she could do serious as well because her performance in this is both touching and funny, but also like very endearing. Like,
It
she is
hurt.
also a lock for Best Supporting Actress, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree. But her,
And
yeah.
I would never consider her like I would have never considered seeing her in a project like this, like probably close to Oscar Gold.
Mhm.
And no, she nails it. She's great.
Mhm. I think her role, her acting, her story in this is it hurts. It hurts my heart because, and I think I said this in the Iron Claw, no mother should ever have to bury their son.
Yeah.
Parents should not have to bury their children. And unfortunately, we see the depiction after the fall, right? Like normally most movies end with the kid passing away or at the funeral and that's it. We cut it off there. No, she's forced to carry the burden onward, beyond that, beyond, the burial. The pain of having a Christmas without your son or your daughter is just it's awful. And moreover than that, Mary Lamb has a breakdown at the Christmas party. My son should be here. He should be here. Where is he? Because yeah, it's hard. And I love that they don't shy away from this one thing. I'm not gonna say the Holdovers is a big political film because it's not, but
It's not.
it'd be irresponsible if we didn't mention the fact that the Vietnam War is looming heavily in the background with her son's death and Angus being worried that if he gets enrolled in the military school, he will probably be sent away and possibly he'll die. He might die. Um, so it's hanging in the background. Also, I do want to say, for Miss Randolph, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes,
She, I think the best actors are often at times comedians. Because if you can't do
definitely.
funny, if you can do funny, you can do serious. Because what do comedians do? They got to turn it on at single moments, guys. Are we all ready? Let's go up. Let's do this. They have to be able to turn it on instantaneously. So if you can do comedy, chances are you will be great at something serious, at drama. Um, Jim Carrey, Paul Giamatti is funny. So he's going to be good when it comes to getting serious. Adam Sandler, same thing. He is funny when he wants to be, but he can get serious when he needs to also. I just think that's the trait of a great actor.
When I was in, I think my junior year of college,
Mhm.
I was taking this history class. I think it was a sophomore or a junior, and the professor came in and showed us a couple episodes of the John Adams show. Remember that one? Like the miniseries
Yes, I remember that.
where Giamatti plays John Adams.
Yeah.
And I remember like he showed up in like the whole outfit, and I went like, "Oh yay, Giamatti! Hell yeah!" It was not funny, like
At
at all.
all.
Yeah, but he commanded the fuck out of that show.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I've been like, this is a special guy. This is a special little guy. Um, there's something really that's great about him, and he should get his due. And I'm really glad that he finally got this one. I think this might be my lock. This might be my choice to win Best Actor. I think it's him.
Hopefully, it's crazy how Paul Giamatti can play anything and everything from the coach for a boxer to the Rhino. Funny enough,
Oh yeah.
something like this. Which, by the way, just for the record, if I had been in charge of the DCEU, he would have been my Penguin by a mile.
Oh my God, he would kill it as the Penguin.
Exactly. Imagine him with an attitude or a complex of like, people like you have always looked down on me and always underestimated me. And you know what happens? I always win. Like, come on, tell me he wouldn't pull that off. God damn, he would.
He
Um,
would.
but yeah, so Paul Giamatti, great performance in this, great storytelling. I love the ending where he's leaving and he steals the bottle of liquor. He's
Oh
like,
yeah.
give it a shot. It's a very human performance, as human as they could.
Yeah. And I like that it's a character. Like I like that it's not I think it's so much harder to play an original character than it is to play like an adapted character.
Mhm.
Because you gotta make it your own, like to the point where you can't imagine another actor playing him, you
Mhm.
know?
I think the opposite. I think it's easier to play an original character because you're the one that gets to decide how he goes. Paul Giamatti was the one that decided, okay, when I move, I'm gonna favor this part of my leg. When I drink, I'm gonna favor this. I'm gonna try to hold the pipe this way. You get to get creative. You get to create the character your own. Paul Hunnam, from now on, for this point forward, will always be a extension of Paul Giamatti.
I agree with you on the second part, but I still think that creating an original character is so much
Right.
harder.
Mhm.
Because if you play a character that already exists, you can use them for reference and you can make your own remix on things. But on this one, if something fails, if something doesn't work,
Mhm.
it's because you put out of your own, choices.
Mhm.
And this, I think it's so much harder. And like when they do like the awards, I think it looks so much better when it's like, oh, look at these performances and it's all original characters instead of like, oh, biopics.
Yeah.
No shade towards anyone, like specifically, really. Um, there were a lot of good performances this year and everything, but there's just something very special about this one. And I like that he does have his sad moments, he does have his difficult moments, but there's a lot of joyous and human moments, especially the ending.
Yeah.
Um,
That that scene when they go to the museum,
yeah.
The museum with Roman stuff, and he's like, "Look at that!" And it's Roman pornography on the pottery, and he's like, and he says something that I think is legit. He says, "Every generation thinks that they're the ones that invented debauchery." No, look at history. No, I love those little scenes like that. Oh damn, this character's great.
Yeah.
Um,
My only I don't really have complaints about this movie. I will say it's a little too long.
wow, I have the opposite complaint.
You think it could have been longer?
I wish we would have had a little more time with those little bastards at the beginning.
They do live pretty fast. Yeah.
Like they leave like the day after like all this shit starts. I kind of wish we had a little more time to roll with them, to grow, and then we realize, oh, they left. Now we're just stuck with Giamatti and this asshole.
Yeah. Which is funny
Um,
because like the movie's 2 hours and 13 minutes. It feels longer.
it does. I feel like it could have been longer though. I would not have minded some extra scenes of Paul dealing with the boys like being like, we're gonna unite against this guy. We're gonna hate this guy. We're all in this together. What? My dad's here. All right, later's, and everyone takes off except for Angus. Like turn it on its head because I didn't know Angus was gonna be by himself. I thought he was one of multiple kids because
Me
all those kids
too.
look the same to me. Well, most of them look the same.
Yeah, most of them do look the same. No, I'll be honest. I'm really glad that this was a streaming movie
Mhm.
because I found it better. Jess and I tried to watch this in theaters,
Mhm.
but by the time we were looking for movies, like it was already taken out because literally we wanted to see it one day, and that day they took it out of theaters and they put it on Peacock.
Damn.
So we're like, well, there goes that train. So that's when we watch anyone but you. Uh, yeah,
One door closes, another door opens.
yeah. I mean, we also wanted to see Boy in the Heron, but uh, just time wise didn't work out. But no, this was a good movie to watch at home. Like there's something about like the movie feels so cozy. So watching it at home with like blankets, I watched it a day when it was raining.
Yeah.
I had like I had a couple of pieces of pan dulce, so like it was a good time. It was a good watch. I don't regret watching it like that. But I do think it's a little too long. In a way that I feel like most movies from back then, and because it looks and feels like a 70s movie, and those movies already feel longer than normal because they have a different pacing. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that like I was checking my phone a couple times while watching it, which
Fair.
is not what you want to hear. I do like it. It's not gonna end up in my top 10, but I will give it a 4 out of 10. I mean a 4 out of 5.
I was gonna be in the four. Damn, man, you didn't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Um,
I did. I did, but it's not gonna end up in my top 10. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it an A, A minus.
You
It's
really liked it, yeah.
I find something lovely about the fact that I can relate to both of them. On one side, like I was trapped at Enterprise for 3 years and I didn't want to be there, so I understand Paul. I
Yeah,
understand the idea of like regret of like you wish you had gone this way instead of that way, or also
yeah,
hating the rich kid because the rich kid. Oh, we didn't even mention that. Paul doesn't have a degree because he got ousted from Harvard for a cheating scandal that wasn't his fault. But because the other
yeah.
kid was rich, he lost, which is a very real and relatable story. Um, so I related to Paul, but also Angus in the fact of like he wants to be his own man. He's too mature for this, guys. Like all that stuff. I understood both sides. I really liked it. I don't think it'll be on my top 10, but I really enjoyed it.
You just reminded me. One of my favorite lines in the movie is when Lady, sorry, Mary Lamb is like, yeah, rich and dumb, popular combination around here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
True.
But yeah, pretty. If you're still considering like watching this movie, definitely watch it. Like it is one to watch. Keep it alive. Keep watching it during Christmas time. It really is a movie that will get you into the mood. Yeah, very much enjoyed this one.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
yeah. Next week, be prepared for our top 10. It will be a long fucking episode. I can already imagine.
Top 10 movies of 2023.
I'm calling it now.
I am,
2 hours.
what?
I'm calling it now. It's gonna be like 2 hours.
Maybe. I'll try to not do a full review for each one. God, it's just like it sucks because like I have like my top 15, I would say so, like my top 15, and those are all fluctuating, just like moving
Shit.
around. Yeah, it's tough, it's difficult, but because there's a part of me that's like, I like this one more than this one, but I want to talk more about this one. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. All right. Well, that covers everything. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Shema.
I've been Eddie.
Think you can find our show on YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes, and other sites. I know because I've been using them at work to listen to our show.
Oh, also real quick, I want to give a shout out to England, actually. We've been
England.
listened to 14 times in England for some reason. Like
Well,
more than Mexico, actually.
that how dare you?
I don't know how, but England is apparently our number two after the US. Also, shout out to
Incredible.
Oregon, because for some reason someone has listened to us in Oregon a lot. And
Hell
whoever you are, we
yeah.
love you.
Shout out to Oregon. I love Oregon, man.
No one loves Oregon, but we love that
I
one part.
love Oregon. How
Let's see.
dare you? I
Canada,
love
the Philippines,
Oregon.
Australia, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Brazil, Spain, Sweden, the Netherlands, Poland, Austria, Greece, Uganda, no, yeah, Uganda, Turkey, Singapore, South Korea, India, Israel, Hungary, Hong Kong, Switzerland, Ghana, France, Finland, Egypt. These are all places that have listened to us in the past month, by the way.
I love Oregon. Oregons always do everything before it's cool. So you know that if we're cool in Oregon, we're pretty much cool with the cool kids.
Also California
Uh,
and Florida. And
uh, also Oregon like loves dogs. They're very good. All their places are dog friendly. They love produce. They're big bike riders, which I you know how I feel about that. Gravity Falls takes place in Oregon, so it's all good. Yeah, fucking love Oregon. Shout out to Portland. Shout out to Eastern. Shout out to the coast. Shout out to the crabs.
Christ. Uh,
Yeah. Shout out to Oregon.
so yeah, yeah, we appreciate all y'all that have been listening to us. I don't know why you listen to us, but I appreciate every single one of you.
How dare you? We are so listenable.
Are we though? Are we?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
All right. Okay, folks. Thank you for joining us. I've been Eddie.
And I've been Chema, and this was the rollback. 2023 is almost over. Good night, everyone.
What? Anyway, I'm gonna cut it at the what.
Hell yeah.